What's up, y'all? We back with another one from Pearly, titled Feminist Fails to Define a Woman. Now, y'all already know what to do. Before I start the clip, don't forget to like, comment, share, and what's the last one? Subscribe. Now, let's roll this clip.
Gender, and it's, I don't know, like you say, women do this and women do that, but
there are women who take the masculine role in relationships and fulfill that role, and men still have feminine energies, even if you want to deny it and repress it out of them. They still have that emotional body, and just because they don't necessarily have the same language communicated, it's still there. And having that emotional space to be vulnerable with each other is so important in a relationship. You can't be vulnerable with the person you're with.
But
what are you doing?
Women like yourself are creating feminine men. That's my point. You're creating.
Are you?
In my opinion, you know, masculine men start wars. So I'd rather the feminine who doesn't start the war, if I'm honest.
I mean, I got to disagree a little bit. I don't think women like her are creating feminine men. I think women like her say, you know, BS kind of like she just said, which makes men think that they need to be feminine to get a woman. But I mean, once you live a little bit enough of life and you have enough experience with ladies, you understand what type of man women really want, because those type of men get the best results from their ladies. So I wouldn't say she's creating them, but I think she's incentivizing dudes to be weak so that they can get with a girl like her, because she's telling them to be vulnerable and that she likes sensitivity and femininity and all of this stuff in men, which is just probably a lie. More than likely, she's just talking.
Women have started more wars.
Men start a lot of wars because of bloody women.
Because of women. It's the men starting it still, though, just because a woman has caused it, because a man, you know, Helen of Troy and whatnot, of her beauty and all that.
But when you say you want, like, the masculine, sometimes the women take the masculine role. Yeah, but that's not the natural.
Not necessarily with a man. Sometimes with a woman as well. So but it can happen with a man who's a bit more feminine.
But then that's not natural either. A woman and a woman, that's not natural.
Not necessarily with a man. Sometimes with a woman as well. So but it can happen with a man who's a bit more feminine.
So what if a woman was transgender and she transitioned, then she's not naturally like a man? So then what? Is that bad?
Say that again.
So if a woman is feminine, a woman, whatever, she maybe comes to a realization, or she's felt it her whole life, and then she transitions and now she's a man. She's not a natural.
She's not a man.
She's not.
She's a woman.
Yeah, now she's just calling herself a man, but from a biological standpoint, she's still the same thing she was when she entered this world.
Biological female.
She's a biological female. She's not a man.
Biological female but genders.
I mean, you're right.
Right,
I don't like the way you're saying it from, in the sense of she's like they are.
Yeah, biological females.
It's a biological female.
But you're talking about
masculinity is still there. Right? That masculinity is still there.
What I'm saying is, you think that a man who doesn't behave manly is wrong. So a man who transitions to a woman and then behaves womanly, is he wrong? Is that bad for society? Is that detrimental?
Well, the whole transitioning thing is the wrong part. It's not about how they act afterwards. It's just the transition in itself.
So
yes, because okay, so if we flipped it, right? If we said all the women in society now act masculine and all the men now act feminine, how do you think society would run?
But it's not all men and women.
No, I'm just saying, because you think it's okay. So I'm saying, if you flip the roles, if you say all women act like men and all men act like women, how do you think society's going to run?
Just
not really.
That was nice. Good question. Way to flip it back right on her. Flip her logic on her and let her answer a question.
That doesn't answer what I'm saying. You didn't answer what I said.
You're saying...
I'm saying if you said a man...
If a transgender...
Yeah.
If a biological... Make it make sense to me. If a biological man...
Became a woman.
You can't become a woman, but okay, become a woman.
And then was behaving girly.
Is
that wrong?
Well, because it's not natural, is it?
But is it wrong? Is it bad for society? Is that what you're saying?
Of course it is.
Well, then your views are just...
Of course it's wrong.
Biased and prejudiced and
unnatural to
silly,
society.
really.
Why is that silly? Why?
Yeah.
What's more silly?
I mean, just because we think it's wrong don't mean you can't go and do it. Do what you want to do. That's just how we feel. I feel the same way this guy does. It's just wrong. It's not natural. It's abnormal. Make sense?
Silly than a man thinking that he's a woman.
Oh
wow!
Like, isn't that silly?
Like,
isn't that
if
silly?
it was so completely unfathomable, it just wouldn't exist. Like, it exists, and there's a spectrum of gender, right? And people choose how masculine.
All right, so are you telling me?
I just find this so crazy. Like, what if I went to a club? You know how you get in? You know how girls get into clubs for free? Double standard, right there, which they don't like to admit. But you know how girls get in the club for free? What if I just went to the club, dressed up like a guy, like, you know, fully normal, and I just say, you know, I feel like a woman. Like, I'm a woman. I feel like a woman today. Are they supposed to just let me in because I feel like a woman in this girls' night? Like, you can't just wake up and switch your gender. You can't do that.
I feel
are you telling me that I can be a woman?
I'm asking you.
Yo, shout out to Zuby. I know some of you watching this probably know who Zuby is, but he broke the woman's deadlifting record. He woke up one day, said, I identify as a woman, and he broke the deadlifting record, and now he's back as a man.
Because there's a difference between being male and female and being a man and a woman.
Get me out of here. What? Because
you're telling me.
Is this not a debate? Is it not a conversation?
No, but hang on a minute.
Get her out of here.
Are you a woman?
Sorry.
It was a phrase.
Am I a woman?
He's not trying to.
Are you a
It's
woman?
a phrase.
Yeah.
You're a woman.
Yeah.
So I could be you.
No, you couldn't be me because I'm a person. You're a person.
No, but I'm saying I could be your gender.
If you wanted to.
It's about masculinity and femininity. People can embody those roles. It doesn't have to be restricted.
I can be your gender.
What is a woman?
Serious.
What is a woman?
What is a woman?
I feel like in the context of this conversation, we're talking about the masculine and feminine roles, and people can embody
Woman is
those
a
roles.
name for gender.
See, but this is what frustrates me is that they think just because a male or a female, they think if a male has some feminine traits, they're justifying him becoming a transgender because of that. Like, in my opinion, I think Jordan Peterson is a male with feminine traits. I think Jordan Peterson has feminine traits. He's very emotional. He cries. You know, like things. I think Jordan Peterson has. I don't know. He just gives me those type of vibes. I'll even let you guys in on a little secret. You know, I grew up not having the most confidence. I was fat. You know, a lot of this other stuff. I was a bit emotional. Growing up, I would say, although I was a boy, I like to play. I like to, fight and, what I'm saying, roll around in the dirt. I have feminine traits when it came to just controlling my emotions. And on the emotional side, I was a bit more feminine. But I'm 100% male. Like, just because a man feels feminine, or just because a man has some feminine traits or a woman has some masculine traits, that doesn't mean that they need to then go and do gender surgery and all of this other stuff. Like, just let them be. Like, just, I don't know.
Are not sex that someone can identify themselves with, no matter what, because it depends on your spirit, your soul, your mind, your body, everything.
So
how it works.
So how would you know if someone's a male or a female?
I wouldn't. I would ask them.
You would ask them, but like, could you make generalizations about who's who?
Well,
male and female can't change.
No, I couldn't.
Yeah.
So now generalizations are a bad thing. It's like they just taking things away from us one by one. Now you can't generalize. Generalizing is misogynistic.
If you talk about sex, you're right, but we talk about man and woman.
Yeah.
And I would say based on masculinity and femininity. And if you
Why don't these people ever like to talk about biology? It's like biology means nothing to these to feminists. It means nothing. And how can you be a feminist all about being for women, but you can't define what a woman is? I wish the first wave feminists from back in the day and the feminists now could just sit down with each other, like do a jubilee, sit down and have a discussion, and just meet each other and exchange their beliefs and ideals. I bet those women from back in the day would look at these girls like, are you crazy? This 6'4", 200-pound muscular dude with long hair and some nails on, this ain't no woman. I'm not about to stick up for his rights. It's a dude. This video is getting demonetized. I already know.
You say that all women become men in terms of fulfilling that masculine role. That masculine role is still fulfilled.
I just thought we couldn't generalize.
I'll never have a
No, the masculine role is not fulfilled if it's not being fulfilled by a man. It's not fulfilled. You know, I have an open mind to exceptions and possibilities. So there might be some women out there that could fill a masculine role. I'm not saying there are zero. I'm not saying there are none. But ideally, in a masculine role, a man should be in a masculine role. Does that make sense?
I thought we could.
And I'll never have.
But you're saying masculine. But you're saying
telling me I
masculine.
could be a woman.
You're saying masculine.
One at a time. Sorry. I really.
You might not be able to afford the surgery yet.
Hold up.
Right?
Over
Or
here.
you might just want to keep that. You might be intersex. You
Your
might.
mics are off. Sorry.
Sorry.
Wonderful. One at a time, guys. People at home can't hear. I want everyone to hear. So, yeah, we'll get back to it.
Sorry, let me just get back to this because this is something that really it grinds my gears, right? You're telling me that as a man who has been biologically born a man with a penis and 2 testicles, you're telling me that I can be a woman.
Yes,
if you want to.
And you're now telling me also that a woman that with breasts, a womb, vagina, you can be a man.
If you're out there and you want to, you can.
Yes,
you can. Just
no,
putting that out there.
How?
I think it could be a remix.
Anyway,
you could a remix. Nice. You could pretend to be. You could pretend to be whatever you want.
That you want.
That doesn't make sense.
You can get it done.
I'm a man.
Yeah.
Right? I know what it is to be a man. We've got 3 men in here. There's absolutely no way you could be us. We know.
It's like, what if I went in and got scales all over my body? Like I had some weird surgery, put scales all over my body. Could I walk around and say I'm a lizard? It's like, bro, it just don't make no sense, bro. It doesn't make any sense.
Know that as men. There's no way you could be us.
I could identify as a man.
I don't care what you identify as. You're not a man.
Cool.
It doesn't matter what.
I love this dude's passion, bro. I love this dude's passion. I love the way he's standing up for what he believes in. Cause this, I feel the same way. Big ups to him. I don't even know his name.
You identify as you're not a man.
So you going off on this rant has told me that everything that you've said before that was also prejudice and bias, and I really don't respect any opinion that comes out your mouth.
I don't mind.
Right.
I don't mind.
I'm gonna come at this from a different level and say that I'm actually non-binary, and there are points where I fulfill a feminine role, and there are points where I fulfill a masculine.
I mean, I'm non-binary. This term non-binary has been in the dictionary for a long time, I'm guessing. But the word as it pertains to people, I'm non-binary. Like, what does that even mean? You non-binary. You still are what you are biologically. You're just identifying. You're calling yourself that. That doesn't mean you are that. You know, you aren't the things you identify by. You are you. You are the you that was birthed from your mother. You can identify as anything. As kids grow up and become adults, they identify as all types of different things from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 until they get older. So identification is one thing, but what you are truly, what you are biologically is separate from that.
Role, and I switch between those energies, and both feel equally comfortable to me, and equally like, I'm not saying I could transition to a man because I'm not transgender, but it's about the masculinity and the femininity which transcends sex.
Do you have
like, bro, there's I feel, what does she mean that she fulfills the energies well? There's nothing masculine about this girl. I feel no what is she? She must be feeling feminine today. I don't know.
a vagina?
Yes, I do.
Like, also none of your business. Like, also, that's none of your business.
By this logic, can I?
What do you mean it's none of his business to shut up?
Can I identify as black?
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God.
Why not?
Why
not?
Completely.
No.
Why not?
It's not the same thing.
Why not?
Why?
Because it's racist.
It's how I
racist
feel.
different.
Ooh, it's racist.
That's how I feel.
Because I feel
They hate it. I noticed this. Like, white people, they hate it when you like flip like a race topic on them. Like, oh, so I can't be black, or oh, can I say the N word or whatever? Like, white people, it makes white people feel so uncomfortable. Like, they had all that confidence like just 20 seconds ago, but then as soon as she say that, now their energy switching up a little bit.
I can identify as Pearl because I can identify as a white woman.
that's silly. We don't. That is
No,
something that someone.
That's not silly. That's not silly. Gender is just as important as the color of your skin. Just as important. Might even be more important.
No, it's intensive. We don't distinguish. If you talk about roles in society, we don't distinguish roles by race. We distinguish roles, as apparently by this conversation, through
And you know what also, just what I just thought, that she keeps talking about roles. What role, okay. I was going to say, what roles are you playing if you just pretending to be something? Like roles, like men and women are playing roles when they're in a relationship or when they're married, and the female is cooking, cleaning, or whatever she may be doing. nurturing, whatever she may be doing, and the men is working. Obviously, every relationship does not revolve or fit into those confines. I get it. I understand. But that's playing into your roles. But I guess you could say in society, men play their roles by the jobs that they do. You know, so men having the more masculine or masculine jobs, whatever you want to call them, and women having the more feminine jobs. I guess you could say that categorizes into fulfilling your role. But yeah.
Through gender, right? Sexuality, femininity, masculinity. That's how we define roles. We don't do that by race.
Okay,
so
I identify as a dog then. Woof.
No, that is really funny.
Wait, no,
that is really funny.
I'm black.
It's like the point I was trying to make with that. It's like just because you feel masculine one day and you're saying, "Oh, I'm a man today. I'm non-binary, but I'm a man today." You aren't fulfilling any masculine role by being a man, by pretending to be a man. What role are you filling? You're not feeling nothing. Nothing at all.
I am African by genetics, right? I'm African by genetics. You're female by genetics. You know that, right? Right. So
his skin color comes from the root. It comes from DNA. Your gender comes from DNA. So the same way you can't just change your skin, you can't just identify as another skin color and have it mean anything, have it hold any weight. You can't do that with your sex. You could call yourself whatever you want, but are you that thing? No.
So there's no way in...
I'm not a woman by genetics. I'm a woman by choice.
By social construct.
You're a woman by genetics. You've got an XX chromosome.
Female.
No.
Female.
I'm a female by
social
choice.
construct.
By genetics.
They're biological females.
It's frustrating, isn't it? It's frustrating, the word salad that they try to throw at you just for these petty comebacks. He's making perfect sense. They aren't making any, but they're gonna die on that hill. They will rest on that hill, and they won't move at all.
By choice.
I also think...
And I remember this girl right here standing next to this brother, and from a past video, and I remember she was very talkative, but she's been real quiet now. She in this clip, I haven't heard her say much of anything.
But by
birthright.
Yeah, biology.
All right, so tell me what a woman is then.
I also think
a woman is someone that says, "I am a woman."
Wow.
I also think you're
disrespectful to every woman, disrespectful to every biological woman in the world, the women who've existed, the women who paved the way. That's just disrespect. Blatant, utter disrespect.
Everyone's talking in the binary is that you can either be a man or a woman. You can't be like
more.
in between.
Both.
There's in betweens where like you can be like, "Oh, I've got a willy," but
Jesus, man, like this, I'm actually starting to like, I'm feeling like, I'm thinking like their heads are just filled with air. Like nothing gets through it. Nothing gets through, bro. These people are hard-headed.
I really am feminine and I love typically feminine things, and you know, I want to dress a feminine way. That doesn't, it may not even necessarily mean that you want to transition or whatever. You could just be a bit of a girly man.
Do you know what
you
just said? You just said, as long as you say what you are that.
Yeah, but listen,
that's basically what you said.
She wants to define herself.
When I'm with a woman, right, I fulfill a more masculine role. Like that's just kind of a natural energy. But when I'm with a man, I fulfill a more feminine.
How can she fulfill a masculine role, though? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. These people are playing pretend. Somebody got to wake them up. They playing pretend. They playing Barbie.
And role. It's just how I naturally switch between the two, right? Both of those are equally like valuable parts of myself, right? It's just different energies that are expressed at different times, the masculine and the feminine side, and people have different levels of those.
Exactly, and that's and this is the only thing she's saying that does make a little sense. And I said this earlier. There's a little bit of masculine and we all have both masculine and feminine qualities in us. We have those, but most people skew to one side or the other, you know, like 90-10, 80-20, 70-30. I won't go no more than that. But yeah, most people skew to one side, but everyone has masculine and feminine qualities.
Some are more masculine and some are more feminine, and they fulfill that role. It's not determined by biological sex. It's just not. Yeah. It can be, but it's gender is a construct, right? And we have different degrees of masculine and feminine energies in us. You probably have more masculine, and that's fine. But other people, men especially. do have more feminine energy, and there shouldn't be a judgment on that. No. Everyone has their role in society. Everyone has their place.
I also think it's way more accepted if you're a masculine woman in society, because masculinity is so like valued and revered. But if you're a bit of a feminine man, it's like, oh, you're a pussy, you're a rah. Where it's like, actually, that's fine. Like you can also.
I think it's accepted. Yeah,
guys are attracted to me.
It's accepted by other women, but it's not accepted by men.
Do you not think?
If good job he's not gay.
Unless he's feminine,
innit?
And then they match.
I mean, typically the guys that like masculine women are usually
beta males.
They're usually the girls don't even like him. The girls like it's like those girls that hate their husbands because they have him by the balls.
Like, this is what.
And I know you're thinking of someone.
But why are we equating femininity with like being submissive and being like the feminine is incredibly powerful.
And there's nothing wrong with.
All right, airheads, complete airheads. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Like that one. I'm a bit passionate about this topic. I don't even know why. Out of all the topics, this is just the one that really makes my skin. It makes my skin boil, because I just get tired of hearing people talk and make no damn sense. But yeah, man. Shout out to Pearly for even having these discussions, bro. I would love to do a podcast one day, but I don't know if I could deal with this on a weekly basis, just dealing with these people. But that's it for the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share. What's the fourth one? Subscribe and hit that bell. This video is probably getting demonetized. I just got a feeling. I was a bit harsh. But yeah, with that being said, I'm out, y'all. Till next time, peace.